Sick one. Safe, guys. Welcome to the final match week of the 5D Chess League. My hair's looking a bit mad. Alright, sweet. I think I'm ready. I think we can do this. So rather controversially, I think the Brer that we were supposed to be playing, who lost all their games, basically dropped out. So now we've got like someone who's replaced them. So I really have no idea whether we might just get beaten. Like we might just get horrifically whooped by this guy. I don't know. Like I was feeling confident going into this last one because I figured we were playing the guy who's lost all of his games so far. But before he had a chance to lose to me, he's left the tournament. And so that does mean that if we'd have beaten him previously, that wouldn't have stood and we would have to play this guy who's replacing him anyway. So I guess it wouldn't have made a difference if we played him earlier. Big ups, Michael. Welcome. But yeah, I think we're pretty potentially like good to go. I'll say, okay, shall I host? And I'll see what he says. And we'll load up some 5D chess things now. And get going. I can hear the ambience already. Sweet. Oh man, this chroma key is not working. Let's sort it out. Hold on. Let's sort it out properly here. Right, maybe that one. Something like that's gonna look better. Yeah, that's a bit more crisp. Safe, Ian. How's it gonna turn out? Can we scrape 1W? Who knows? Who knows? I hope so. I think we can. I think we've been getting better, but then last week we just got trounced. I wasn't quite expecting it, so I was a little bit underprepared. All right, cool. So let's, what do I need to do? I need to just close this off for a second just so that I can, send him the invite. And then, yeah, versus private match. Oh, wait, no, I want to host one in it. Custom match. Random medium clocks. Standard turn 0. Create private match. Okay. Cool. So I think I've sent him the ting. Everything should be good to go. When he joins, the match will start. So let's remember some of our core principles here. Like, you got to remember that wherever your king is exposed, that it is going to be exposed there forever. And so what you need to do then is get to the spaces from which the king can be attacked before your opponent gets there. You need to basically attack the square that they want to land on to attack your king, so that when they land there, you're already able to take them, or therefore you prevent them from even landing there. Okay, right, it's starting. So we've ended up as white first. So we're gonna start. All right. Good luck to our opponent. Good luck to me. Let's start by bringing the knight out there. See what happens here. All right. This game gives me too much jokes. Okay, he's gone for the same thing. I'm already struggling to think of strategies. Let's push this pawn here. Your ambience is Shadow meowing at me for no reason. Is your cat called Shadow? That's a sick name for a cat. I feel like all cats are like lurking in the shadows, bro. That's like, that definitely sums it up. Like, this game is nuts. This game is so nuts. Should we cause a bit of funny business? I'm not really sure what the implications of me doing that is, but I just felt like attacking that pawn because he'd come up 2 squares and I only pushed 1, and then I was thinking, why has he pushed 2? I need to challenge that. Don't know why. Also called a shadow due to fur colour. Fair enough. When I was a kid, the only pet I ever had was a tortoise because I'm like allergic to most animals, like to most furry animals anyway. So we had this tortoise, and he was like really muddy. Like when we got him, he was in like a very muddy box, like full of mud, where he'd just been picked up, I guess. And he was like at the local, like, what's it called, like play group, like for kids, and they just were not looking after this, like the teachers there at this play group were not looking after this tortoise. So my dad was just like, yo, I'm gonna take this tortoise and look after it. And so like, yeah, that's how we got the tortoise in the end. And then yeah, I don't see why not. And then that's how we got the tortoise in the end, and then it came in this box of mud. So I very creatively named the tortoise Muddy. Say it how you see it, you know? Hopefully no mad blunders yet. He's going to either have to defend that pawn or else we're going to win it. And if he defends it with this pawn, then he's opening up his king. If he defends it with this pawn, then we can take that pawn as well, and it'll be undefended. So he's in a bit of a predicament just in the present right now, let alone the past, or let alone time traveling or whatever. He's probably going to lose a pawn here, unless there's some other kind of genius, like aggressive play that I haven't seen. I mean, I'm not actually defending this square here from like a diagonal attack, so it may be quite likely that he brings his queen to here. I maybe should have thought of that already, or defended against that somehow. I have ideas of pushing this pawn and bringing the bishop out and then castling. Once this knight moves, we can bring the bishop into this square and then push the pawn forwards and stuff, and then like reveal it. Maybe he's gone to get a glass of water. Hey, look, I mean, if we're getting some time advantage here early on, that's good. Okay. Okay, I'm surprised by that move. I don't mind it. Should we just take? Yeah, I think we should definitely take, because then we're also stopping the queen from developing into either of these 2 squares. So now we really have we've really locked in the defense of our f2 pawn. So I think it has to be that move. I feel like he must have a plan, because he took so much time deciding that last move. It makes me nervous. Like that pawn there is just the beginning of a chain of moves. But maybe not. Maybe he was just deliberating what he needs to do to defend, because you do have to think a lot about what you need to do to effectively defend yourself in this crazy game. I've got some strong ideas now, I think. I do want to get my white bishop into the game somehow without exposing my king too much, though. That's the problem. I would really like to keep my knight there if I can. Like I said, controlling these two squares here is kind of important, I think. But I guess if takes, then our queen can come here, and it's really kind of like in a strong spot then. So maybe let's push this knight to there. Let's do that. We kind of sack the knight almost to get our queen into a really strong spot where there's no pawns, nothing can really... It would take a good few moves for him to rotate his knight round to attack that square. Again, a good couple of moves to get the bishop into position. And this knight's also in a really nice spot, so he arguably wants to deal with that knight instead of taking here anyway. Yeah, I know the pawn might take the knight, but the problem is that pawn, we want that pawn to move, because we kind of want this square for our queen to point at the pawn in front of the king. So he took, good. We can take that later with the knight. That pawn's going nowhere. So we're going to bring our queen out to here. Just try and keep the pressure on, keep the moves fast. I mean, realistically, how can he challenge the queen? I guess by moving the bishop there. It's defended by the knight, and then the bishop moves in. The bishop could move back in time to take the queen there. If the bishop came here, it would be challenging the queen in the past. Okay, but he's pushed the pawn, so that's really good news for us, I think, because now the bishop can't take that square. Oh, okay. I should, in case he's sniping, I should shut the fuck up. I feel like stream sniping in competitive 5D chess is like a really low blow. Like, if anyone is stream sniping, then I doubt it. I doubt it. See, right now we're attacking this pawn here in front of his king twice. It's looking quite weak. And moving the bishop would weaken it further. I suppose it is being defended by both his knights. It's actually quite well defended, that pawn, to be fair. I'm almost at 1k subs, it's true. We've got about 20 to go, I think. The rate of growth has slowed right down, though, since I stopped doing the TFC videos like 6 weeks ago or whatever. So that's why I'm picking them back up again. Finish that series. Like, the edited videos is what we need to do. And I think maybe we end up doing more streaming like on Twitch, and then like kind of match. The content for YouTube should be a bit more short form, I think. Anyway. Okay, what's this guy thinking? If he takes here or here, then we're gonna have to. Yeah, we need to defend these two squares here kind of urgently. Because we're gonna have to take with our king if it goes there. That one's defended by the bishop. That one's defended by the pawn. So we move this knight to here. And we defend the one pawn that would otherwise need to be taken by the king. Because we don't want to move our king into like the open. Because then like the king is just in the open on that board forever. This is an interesting game. I feel like we're probably quite evenly matched. He's moved his queen out. I saw that move coming actually. Because we can't... he's going to take the knight. Can our queen do anything interesting in the past? So we push this here and then he'll just take the knight. But then if we don't block this, he's going to just checkmate us right there. Oh no, because the knight will still be defending the square. And we defend the knight. Because the knight is the key player here in all this. Where's he going? He's doing one of those. Okay. Okay, damn. Yeah, I mean the only move is king takes or oh, the king can move away. The king could move away. Because the queen isn't blocking him. So I think we move the king on this board rather than... Oh no, okay, no, we're going to have to take. But that's cool. I might now like basically run this king away. He's gonna... I think he just moves the queen there though and it might be mate. Now what we need to do is we need to challenge that square. So our queen needs to come forwards to here on this board in our next turn. And unfortunately then it's like... Oh no, we push that pawn. And open it up. No, because that pawn's blocking as well. Ooh. Ah, no, we just take with the knight. And then that defends that square. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. We'll see what he does next then. He's playing a check there. We don't really want two kings in that position. I'll just take. And then it all kind of happens all over again, right? So let's escape our king to the reality where... Oh no. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. So we have to time travel at this point, I think, to save ourselves. So we're probably pretty stuffed, aren't we? Because I bet that doesn't work either. Oh, damn. I'm so bad at this game, you guys. Damn. So the queen is the one that's going to buy us the most time, I think. The question is where's the most useful place for it to be? Okay, let's do that. Now bring the present to there. I think that's kind of interesting. I think that's kind of interesting. What is that check? Right, okay, yeah, sure. So again, the only option is to just take. Oh, for God's sake. I think this is checkmate now, right? He's going to move the queen to there, and yeah, damn it. God damn it. GG. GG, man. Wow. Nice moves. Okay. Damn. Okay, we need to try and scrape a draw here, otherwise we're literally gonna have just scraped one draw the whole thing, like. So I was white that time, so this time I need to be black. Wow. Guy's got good moves, like. So I think I was thinking too aggressive, and I wasn't thinking enough defense potentially. That was my problem there. Like, I didn't really see the attack coming before it was far too late. Like, it was far too late. Once that queen came out, it was too late. So that's kind of bad, because like losing when you're as white, like playing as white is technically a bit easier than black. Like it makes much bigger difference in 5D chess who goes first. So if you think of it like football, like home and away legs, I kind of just lost at home, and now I've got to play away. So it's not looking good for me right now. But let's see, maybe we'll get a win here, and it'll be a cheeky one. You never know. I don't really know what is Kingdom Classic. You probably told me before, but tell me again. I think I'm probably just going to chill though. I might do some Terra Firma Craft live streaming actually. Like not Poetica, like Terra Firma Craft Reloaded, like from the series, you know? If I do a stream tonight, I think that after this, I think that's what it'll be. But I might just piss around and just play games like for jokes. But yeah, tell me about Kingdom Classic. I can't remember what the thing is. The art style of Kingdom Classic does look very nice. Does look very nice indeed. Alright, anyway, the game started. Everybody knows the classic first move. I'm too scared to do anything but the classic first move. I'm going to go for some dirty defensive tactics here. Basically, I'm just going to try and castle as quickly as possible. That's my plan. Let's see if it pays off. So is it like it's like a tower defense game. Defend against monsters they call greed, and the greed really want your money. You give them money or arrows. Okay, interesting. So we're likely to see the queen poking out here, I guess. So I'm going to put the bishop there. I feel like the fact that they always spend so much more time thinking about their moves than I do is probably one of the main reasons why I always lose. I'm always like 4 seconds, make a move. They're always like at the beginning of the game, just sat there for a minute and a half, like deciding exactly which pawn to push. And I'm like, nah, just move this. I get the feeling that might be my downfall here. I'm really tempted to play like d5, but I think that's stupid because it opens the king up to the queen. Yeah, no, that's like suicide. And the thing that's beautiful is that if we do castle the king, it just means that we avoid that situation where they can check the king in the past and the present because it's in the same place in both. So the queen then coming to say, you know, A4 or whatever here is just not as threatening anymore. Right, it's castle. Let's try some crazy defensive technique this time instead. Because once 1, 2, 3, 4, once 4 turns have passed, then the queen won't be able to sit here and attack the king in the past anymore because it will have moved more than 4 turns ago, right? So at that point, then we can play d5. So yeah, like after this castling, we just need to defend that spot for 4 more turns. Maybe we could even push this pawn here to, oh, I don't know, that doesn't, I think that's probably why that pawn got pushed. He's putting loads of pressure on this square here so that we can't prevent the queen from coming in, I think. But I think if we push this pawn one time and put the bishop there, that's a nice defense of it too. Although not in the present, that's more of a like the bishop's defending the past of that square. Oh god, it's so confusing, this game. We're always good for time. We've spent 8 seconds so far on 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. I think getting the next knight out is a priority because knights are particularly nimble, aren't they? Okay, he's blocked his own queen from coming to that square now. I wonder what the strategy is here now. Do we worry too much about it? Should we just bring our knight into the center and keep our time advantage going? Yes, let's do that. Like, I'm so terrified of just those moves where you don't see it coming. It's just like, boom, checkmate. They're attacking you in the past, motherfucker. So this is all quite weak here because the bishop is only being defended by the king. So it'd be nice to give the bishop another defender somehow. Which would mean sort of rotating our knight. Which we could do if we could get our queen out first. Also do that. That's actually a nice move. Let's do that. Because now the queen can poke out, we can rotate the knight in and just place unbelievable, like just absolutely fortify our king in this corner here. Play bullet 5D chess. I think you can do short clocks, but I think short clocks is 10 minutes each. And then I think medium clocks is 20 and long clocks is 40. I think those are the settings. Okay. I guess he decides that doesn't work, so I just take. So like, I think we're nearly safe, aren't we? From the however long ago we castled, like 1, only 2. Okay, we're not quite safe yet to play d6, although we are because he's blocked his queen. The queen isn't making it to a4 anyway, so we could play d6. It's just building more and more pressure here. Push the pawn again. That's just winning material, isn't it? No, not quite. Yeah, we'd lose both the knight and the pawn for, say, one of those 2 pieces. This knight here is preventing that from being decent. But this is why I think playing playing it there. Yeah, let's just think about that for a second. takes, 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 takes. And the bishop's too far away, so we'd have one move to retreat our queen before the bishop could... I suppose the bishop could time travel and take it in the past still. We'd still be putting our queen in a position where the bishop could eventually take it in the past. So if takes, then takes, then takes, yeah, then it's like the bishop's gonna get us eventually. So I don't like that. I think that is better. It just prevents the queen having like an interesting diagonal here, but maybe when we move the knight later, then the queen can come out to here. That's probably more interesting. Like we can come out here with the bishop, pin the knight, and then just sack the bishop by taking the knight, like trade them off. And then once that pawn's there and that pawn structure's in disarray, then we bring the knight forwards and the queen comes out. And then we start to kind of mount an attack. I think this can all work. A fairly long time without time travel now. So hold on, let's count moves since we castled. So it's on this board here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we did it right. Like there's no, yeah, okay. Okay, so a bit of a sort of battery situation going on here. But we've opened up the file to bring the bishop in. So if the bishop came in there, takes, 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 and then it's over. Yeah. We need more manpower on that square. Unless at this point we do just start attacking now. With the queen there as well, it's not much. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I like the queen being in line with the king here like this. I think that could create some good time travel possibilities for our queen there. By contrast, his queen's pretty out of action at the moment. Ours, I think, can potentially jump through our own pawn. Oh no, I think we moved it too long ago. We moved it too recently. We should have maybe pushed that pawn and then jumped the queen in straight away underneath behind it, because then it could have potentially passed through the pawn, if that makes sense. But also now we just sack the pawn and... yeah, I think that's an option too. When we rotate this knight round, and then the bishop can come here and point at that area as well. This game is a little more tense, this one. So there's obviously this crunch point of this pawn here, happening now. We were going to rotate the knight, but I fear it might be too late. So maybe we should play an attacking move instead. This both challenges that pawn there, which is undefended, and it opens up the queen to take the knight. We've got 2 pawns defending that square there. And once the first pawn takes, the queen will be also... Oh no, not quite. No, what am I talking about? I still think this is the right move, but maybe that's the right move because it blocks. Meaning that they can't take this pawn immediately. If they do take it with the knight, then they, you know, it just buys us a bit more time. But no, I think this. Because the other thing is, if takes here, with either of these 2 pieces, the queen just moves in here and it's like a mate threat, and it doesn't matter really. They can maybe, if the bishop takes, they can maybe get a check by going there, but then we can take, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can do it quick enough. I could be wrong though. I mean, my understanding of some of this stuff is still like developing. Should we say that's a kind way of putting it? Well, they really can't take with the bishop. I mean, taking with the bishop would be suicidal because it leaves the knight to be taken by our queen, and then we're like 1 move away. I mean, he might be 1 move away when his bishop's there too. If he takes there, the queen is still looking at it, so I can't take with the king. So I would need to move the king to h, which would then mean that 1 turn. Yeah, I don't think that would work, because then if we moved it to there and the bishop's there, 1 turn later the bishop can take it in the past anyway. It's almost like moving into check. It's moving into a position that will be in check in the future, 1 turn before it happens. I think. God, I think so. No, I think we would have 1 more turn, so we could move there. Then they would take 1 turn, and then we would be in check there. Then we would be in checkmate before we had a chance to deliver our checkmate. We'd have this awkward situation. I feel like I can never see what the right attack for me to make is, but I can always see the one that they're doing before, like just after it's too late. Never before it's too late. Always just after. Okay, let's say they do take with the bishop, which is the thing I'm most scared of, and then we take with the queen. Then we're defending that square with the queen, crucially. So then takes, and then king takes, and like we've traded off queens and bishops and knights and things. Or yeah, whatever we've traded. I think I've traded 2 pawns, but I'm way up material because I would have taken a bishop and a knight and a queen for my queen and 2 pawns. So basically we're trading queens and then 2 pawns for 2 minor pieces. It's better for us, right? So I don't think they can take with bishop right now. They have to work out what I think most likely is to play this pawn here. So then we have the move to bring the queen here, which further solidifies this defensive position while still attacking down there. I think they may even choose to retreat at this point, some of these pieces back. I don't know. Maybe my attack isn't as good as I think it is. Maybe this knight will come here, which will then defend the f2. Because they play the knight to e4 would defend f2, f3. No, it is f2. What am I talking about? Okay, so that pawn came up, but that's what we thought might happen. And so we have our prepared move. Just throw it straight at him. Keep the pressure up. So now they attack our queen. Okay, no. So if they play some kind of a blocking move, like if this pawn comes forwards to here, say, which I think is probably the only thing they can do. Oh no, okay, yeah, moving the rook in line makes sense. It indicates though that they feel like they're on the back foot here, and so now we could jump in here and attack the queen. It takes, and then we're threatening the knight, which has to jump, but then do we want the knight to jump? Probably not. Okay, that doesn't work. Moving to here, pushing our knight up to here to attack the queen, and then if they move the queen, then we jump into the spot and fork. No, because wherever they move the queen to, it'll be defending. Also, it's defended by the bishop. So I think the next move that I was thinking of is that. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. It just develops our pieces, it connects the rooks, and it like kind of adds to this kind of defense of the battery they have here. Let's do that. And then ultimately when we say we come here and take, then there's this kind of we're like, yeah, it's good. It prepares the knight move, because then when the knight pushes the queen away, then we take. The queen's no longer defending this square. Once we push the queen away, nothing is defending the bishop. So we'll push the queen away next turn. Nothing's defending the bishop. Then we take the bishop. That's attacking the rook while simultaneously reopening. Yes, they had to take. Because that was just okay. Wow, they don't want to do that. I think if they don't take, it's kind of like the sequence of moves I have is so crushing. But I've said this so many times and been wrong. Remember, I've said this so. don't listen. But this is what I'm thinking. I think they have to take there, because otherwise, unless they've got some other killer move, I guess like if they plonk the knight in the way, yeah, that could scupper the plan, because then it just is blocking things. Or they take with the knight instead. Oh, I hadn't even seen that knight was there. Oh yeah, we're okay. Shit. My whole sequence doesn't quite work when you consider the knight is there. But they're taking that piece. No, they're not. We've got a 10-minute time advantage at this point, so. Yeah, it's check. That knight's checking as in the past. Like it's checking the king one board behind. Yeah, sure. So this is easy, because we just... Well, which one do we want to take with? This one, I think, to open the rook. But then it opens the diagonal to the king. I think the diagonal here is better defended. They can move the bishop. Yeah, I think we take with this one. Or else we take with our queen. And leave the pawn structure untouched. I think I like that more. Hold on. So if we take with the queen then, and then they come and take, then we're stuffed, because we have to take with the queen, and it's all really messy. No, not taking with the queen. Take with the pawn. And then, yes, this diagonal is open. Yes, that's kind of scary. but their pawns are blocking their own access. I mean, it's very difficult for them to maneuver something to look through there. We've got lots of time to defend it, and we could just push our rook up and then pull this one in. Okay. I think so, because it's going to take them a long time to set that up. In fact, they've just blocked it in further. So we play the defensive move of bringing our queen back. Does our queen have any like really sexy time travel options? We should have taken that knight in the past. We should have taken the knight in the past. I think we had a missed win at one point in that game. We need to always be looking at what our queen can do in the past. Like here, we could go there and just give ourselves 2 queens back then. And that stops the problem of the queen not being here, but it, I mean, it's pretty powerful on that board there. I feel like that loses us the game though, and we should play more solid. But I'm also really curious to see what happens if we do that. Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world, because then, yeah, I think let's try this. Let's try this. It's wild, but let's do it. So our queen escapes. He can't take our queen on this board. He has to act down here first anyway before we get to there. And this is like crushing, because then we just take here and it's like it's a mess. We can also probably move these 2 queens back to that board. Like they're defending a lot of squares on that board as well by the time we get there. We have spent our time travel now, so as you can see, we've got a dot here on our side, which means we can't create any more active timelines. They've got an arrow, meaning like they can. So they just play the same move. I guess we could have predicted that. We could have predicted it, but we crucially didn't predict it. So do we just do that anyway? No, because then when they take it's check, they're taking with check, and it's like it's too much. But is it too much they take with check and then we just take with our queen and line it up? But then they take here and we don't get to ever recapture their queen. Yeah, it doesn't work. No, that doesn't work, because then the queens can be forked. If we move it there and then the bishop comes in, it's defended by a queen and it's forking. And then it's just like, that's messy as well. So I think it does need to be here. Yeah, unless we want to put it on the back rank. So put it there. Unless we want to move it back to the other board. No, because they did move on that board. So it's not our turn up there, so we can't move it back up there yet. We could do that later. So yeah, I think it has to be here. Because the thing is, moving the queen to the other, that's actually fairly good move, I think. Okay, so they have taken the plunge there. Well, are they actually going to? They're going to do it on both boards? No, okay. It's got to be, I think. And then just pushing this knight is kind of a forcing move, isn't it? Because, oh yeah, we'll go there. We go there, and then they have to take with the pawn rather than, you know, we'll move the queen rather than doing any of the things they want to do. Or we move it to here and we defend the bishop. Yeah, let's do that. That seems more solid. Oh no, that's a blunder, because he just takes. Oh, and takes with check as well. Oh, I pressed submit a little bit too soon on that one, didn't I? Oh, bollocks. Of course. It can come from the other board. I thought I had one turn to move it away from that knight, but I didn't think about that knight. Oh dear. Oh dear. That changes things. Cool, I just like that move, that's nice. And then on this board, I'll do something defensive like that. Oh dear, mother of bishops. That's a cheeky 5D catchphrase for you. Maybe we can just win on time. I mean, they need to make quick. You don't think I'll ever win on time? Yeah, but that guy just was crazy good. But I do remember that. I think also the little like buffer that you get, like this little +10 increases, doesn't it, more and more? I think in the last minute they end up with like +15 or something. So. It's a plus 30. Wow. Just make it happen quickly. What just happened? We just got our knight taken. Okay. Take the rook. Threaten the rook. Where does he want to put that queen? God, I just don't know what to do. Let's take there. Which now means that square can't be used by the queen, although it probably wouldn't want to move to that square. Push the knight there and just start, because we're threatening a fork here. That was a move I wanted to play ages ago, so it's a good one. Like, he needs to keep the queen on that diagonal now, and I'm presuming the way it advanced forwards 3 that he doesn't want to stay on that diagonal now. So if he leaves, we'll fork this, and then that'll have to move, and then we can take that. And yeah, it's like looking all right. It's looking like he's got too much to think about for 20 seconds. He ran away. No way! Oh my god. Oh my god. I do love this game though. I just wish I was better at it. I think I should just play more like of the standard like ranked ELO games, like without playing in the actual league. The league is a bit much for me. we played some good games there though. We played some good moves rather. We had our moments. God damn. That was very jokes. I'm just like recording the losses now into the bot, which is a shame. God damn it. That was funny. Well, what can you do? GG's, the guy outplayed me. That's all you can say, isn't it? That's all you can say. Outplayed. Damn. TFC, yeah. I think I'm going to do some chiseling in a bit. I might take a bit of a break now, though, from streaming for the next hour or so. But yeah, I'm feeling like a late night chiseling session on the front of that theatre. Okay, so that concludes my 5 games in the entry league of the 5D chess season 2. So of my 5 games, in my first game, I drew. And in fact, it was the very first board that I played. The very first game was a win for me, and then I lost the second one. And that therefore was a draw. So we drew first game. Then I lost. So since the very first game when I won that one game, I've just lost everything consistently since then. And I really thought that last one was going to be a victory for me until the guy who was losing to everyone else dropped out. And this guy came in and beat me. But I got close as well. I think I got close. I just want to play I want to play more of these competitive games, but I think I'll just play ranked games rather than rather than in the league. But you never know. Maybe we should enter League 3. We're always learning. I'm still up for it. We're always learning. I've got no pride. I don't mind losing a lot. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. This will conclude this sort of series, I suppose, on 5D chess for now. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be back at some point. And subscribe and check out some of the other things on the channel if you haven't already. And see you soon. Safe.